Talk about it with Franjez. Today's special guest is a Yonkers recording artist. Today's guest is Khons.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, bro. Thank you very much for being here.
That's perfect.
It's perfect. All right, good. Let's start off with a little wellness check. How are you doing today?
I'm not drunk yet, so we're doing good.
I like that. All right, let's start from the beginning. Where were you born?
The Bronx. Einstein. Yeah, the Bronx.
The Bronx.
BX.
Oh, man. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing and your childhood in the Bronx.
Mixed neighborhood, Allerton Avenue. Grew up with all the right ones. Just a couple spicy ones. Two line. Regular Bronx childhood. You see the Bronx Tale, like a 90s version of that. 2000, early 2000s, you know?
Come on.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies.
For sure.
I'm assuming you saw it.
Yeah, of course.
You ever see this guy do it live, Chaz Palminteri?
Nah, I'm a fan, though.
I seen him do it twice live.
How was it?
Oh, man. This guy does literally the entire movie by himself on stage.
That's intense.
The entire movie. He does everybody's line.
Well, he does
The
everybody's
girlfriend.
role.
He does Cologito, the father, the mother, everybody. Sonny. He literally acts as everybody on stage. And he does a straight through about an hour and a half, just like the length of the movie.
I didn't see it, so that sounds like some sickhead shit.
It's incredible. He's a genius.
I love Chaz. I think he is a genius. I've seen a lot of his podcasts.
You know that's his true story? That he's Cologito in real life?
Is that? That's what it is?
He wrote the movie about himself. He's Cologito in real life.
No, I didn't know that. But I could see it as one of those relatable stories, like I said, just growing up in the Bronx, where I grew up on Allerton. It used to be Italian, and by the time I was being raised there, it was mixed. You had Italian, you had Albanian, you had Black, Puerto Rican. Very, very diverse community. But you could kind of see that at one point it definitely was probably segregated by block or by section, school zone maybe. So I could 100% see it. And the whole Sonny Cologito's father, that whole story. I feel like if you grew up in New York and you had a hardworking parent, you probably have a similar story. Sure, somebody in your life, if you're in the boroughs or even Yonkers, right, Westchester, I'm sure you idolized somebody in your neighborhood that was a Sonny-like character. It's genius shit.
Did you have a Sonny-like character?
100%.
Who is that?
100%. Oh, can't say no names.
I definitely didn't mean names, but who is this person to you?
Family friend for sure. This is a different era, so it wasn't Cadillac cars, but it's Cadillac trucks, you know.
Nice.
But definitely, nice. You see the guys coming with the clean stuff, very respected, opening businesses in the neighborhood. They're always friendly towards the kids,
Nice.
And so it's that same relationship, yeah.
So it sounds like you grew up in a diverse neighborhood, transitioning to Yonkers.
Yeah.
It must have been a smooth transition because me being from Yonkers, that's how I feel about Yonkers. It's a very diverse city. How was your transition from the Bronx to Yonkers?
It's different. So in the Bronx, right? The Bronx is like, how could I explain it? The Bronx felt a lot more open than Yonkers did, whether it be the streets, right? The streets in Yonkers is more narrow. So this changes the dynamic of the community. Yonkers is the blocks are close proximity, and the Bronx, like the only time you experience that is if you live in the projects. the trains, the type of transportation provided in the Bronx. You can go from the South Bronx, which is predominantly Spanish, right, or was, and then come uptown where you deal with a lot of Jamaicans, or you might be, in the Pelham Bay area, which is all Italians, and so it's just it's different in Yonkers. You're in South Broadway, it's mixed,
Very mixed.
Yeah, and then you could come to McLean a couple blocks down, and it's Irish but still mixed.
It's mixed, just a little less mixed.
Yeah, it's different.
Definitely different. I know you're a cigar connoisseur. What's your favorite cigar? Number one.
My favorite cigar came from Arthur Avenue. Thank you, bro.
Of course.
It was a hand-rolled cigar. My guy Frankie had a shop there called Little Italy Cigars, right by a bar called Asgard's. The cigar shop is no longer there. They closed recently.
Damn.
But that was my favorite cigar. And even if it wasn't, I wouldn't put any brand out there because I don't know these guys.
I respect that. That. I'm on the same wave with the red cups instead of showing out brands. I respect that. But I just want to shout out my favorite brand of cigar. This is Feriotego. I'm Dominican. This is a Dominican brand. And the Supreme Feriotego is, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm not that well versed in cigars, but this one is my favorite by far. I've been smoking for a few years, and this one stands out. And I would love to hear your opinion on it.
Say that. You'll get it.
All right, let's do it.
You know I'm a cigar nerd, right?
I see you post a lot about cigars, so I figured this would be great. So let's cut it. Let me see your fancy cutter, man.
There you go. It's a Calibri, nothing too crazy.
Right. Calibri is what, the brand of Carter?
Yeah, it's just a brand. Damn, I said
I
wasn't gonna give a brand name. I gave a brand name.
And you did.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all good.
I spoke to. I'll do it. I spoke to.
Like Locked.
Yeah, Locks Up.
Nice.
Where's the ashtray right here, right?
Yeah, right here. My man.
I speak to a lot of these people, like in the cigar world. It's tough, man. Like, they're so stuck in this other, this other world, this other era. They don't really embrace. They don't embrace nothing new. The cigar industry. I love cigars. I'm very passionate, but the industry itself is very pretentious. So, I would say that they would cut the check for me repping their brand, but they probably won't.
Yeah, they probably won't.
It'd be in their best interest to do it, but
Man got two torches on him.
it's the DuPont. Another name. But I see this though, right?
You know what? When you're passionate about something, you just talk about it. And these brands you're passionate about because you use them often. It's understandable.
It's like this, bro. The first cigar accessory or cigar company that decides to work with me, I'm going to blow it up.
I like that.
In the best way.
I like that.
So it's on them. Like, I'll put in the work that I put in for my path. And I think eventually it'll land me in that position. But the first company, no matter where I am in my career, my path to success, like the first cigar company that decides to work with Khons or Oils of America, we're gonna take them to the next level for sure.
Where did the name Khons come from?
It found me. I was in Florida, flipping through a book. I landed on the page, and it found me. It attacked me out the page,
What do you mean? In a book?
Yeah. Flipping through a book, bought a random book. I do that when I
Bought
travel.
a random book.
Yeah, when I travel, I like to do that. You never know what information that place, that territory holds that you don't have where you're coming from. So I flipped through this book, and the name just stood out on the page. And you know how many words a page has. So for one word to stand out to you, I said, this is it. you know. And to put it into context, I was looking for a name on that trip. Like on that trip, I said, by the time I get back to New York, I'm going to have my new artist name, you know. I flipped through the book, seen that word, it just popped up to me. And the rest, what it means, I'd rather, whoever's watching this, listening to this, I'd rather they Google it and leave that up for interpretation. But the name found me.
I like that. During your childhood, what music was being played in the house?
My mother's a little crazy, but I love her to death. I love my mother. A lot of Biggie. A lot of Biggie. A lot of Biggie. Jay, DMX, Slick Rick. Shit ton of Slick Rick. But she played a mix array as well. Salsa, house music, freestyle. A lot of Luther Vandross, a lot of Marvin Gaye. So definitely a mix array. She listens to a lot of rap though. Like there's some shit from the 80s that you put on, I'm gonna know the words to, you know.
You mentioned your mom a lot. What about your father?
He's the Nero on Bronx Tale, you know, and Bronx Tale, you know, the bus driver. He didn't drive buses. He's a good man. That's it. Very straight to the point guy. Yeah.
Very straight to the point.
He's black and white.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
There's no gray areas.
Nah, he's very black and white. He's a hardworking man. I would say if I could pride myself on my dedication to any of my life's work, I would definitely say that came from him. He's a very hardworking man.
My man. That's awesome. Who are your top 5 favorite artists?
I gotta think about that one. That's in any genre?
Dead or alive, any genre. Want to come back to it?
Nope. I could give it in no order.
No order.
No order.
No order.
All right, I got it. Sinatra, Jay-Z, Billie Holiday, Kanye West, and myself.
Woo! That's a nice list.
Yeah.
I like that. Very nice, versatile list.
And in no order, because I'll probably put myself right after Sinatra. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. What's your writing process?
Chaotic.
Chaotic in what way?
If I'm with somebody, I'm going for them. So I'm trying to have 2 verses done by the time. I mean, listen, people from Yonkers who have been with me in the trenches, the writing trenches, they know. Like, I'm going to give you 2 verses by the time you 8 bars in.
So you write fast?
No, on the flip end, if I'm by myself, it might take 2 days. So it just depends. It depends what the topic is, but it's chaotic. I will say that. As calm as you get it on a record, you get me laid back. I probably got the laziest flow for rappers. My writing process is chaotic. Yeah.
But what do you mean by chaotic, though? You said it, but you got 2 verses out before somebody's done with 8 bars.
I'm a maniac, bro.
That means you're fast, or what does that mean?
If I'm writing with somebody, I'm faster than you.
But if you're writing alone, it takes you a couple days.
Yeah.
Even if it's a couple days, it's chaotic?
Yeah.
In what way?
Because those 2 days is chaos. Why am I taking 2 days on a verse when I just did a verse yesterday or 2 days ago in 30 seconds? Like, you know, like verses, it depends on the concept. If you listen to my writing, you'll realize a lot of entendres, So I make sure I proofread my shit. I make sure that my entendres aren't sloppy. And I make sure that I'm not getting too off topic, you know. So that's what I mean by chaotic. It's probably obsessive, my writing.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who inspires your music?
At the current moment, nobody. Myself, if anything, my path. I feel like that question given to me 4 or 5 years ago, I could have named somebody, you know. But now being the grown man that I am, I know that there's so much life in front of us. There's so much that life gives you. There's so many people in this world that journal, right? They do a daily journal. I do the same. I just do it over instrumental. You know, people go to the bar, they talk to their bartender. You see my whiskey right there. Like, I put a mic in front of me in the instrumental and I talk to my bartender. Being the people. That's what inspires me. So I'm very, now I pay attention in life. I'm intuitive. And I just lay it all on the instrumental.
Speaking of instrumentals, where do you get your beats?
J. Prez and Otto. The homie Otto, he used to have a music group called Silo. I'm not sure if they're still active. I'm not sure of their situation, so I won't speak on it. But they were dope. Silo, that's how I discovered them. He produced for their rap group. The artist was dope too. Zig. But Otto has been doing all of my stuff lately. My last couple releases and my next couple releases, he produced. So, but the sound that I have, you know, J. Prez and Otto, they're geniuses. The sound that I have is I'm both hands in the pot when it comes to a producer. So I'm very picky with my producer because they have to be open to the idea of me having say-so in the sonics. If that makes any sense.
Hell yeah, it makes sense. 100%. Do you use the same engineers?
I've been recording myself a lot lately. I'd say that.
Really?
Yeah. So shout out to my good friend Leaf. He's recording me in the Heights. But I find it my best now to just record myself. That's it. Open the Logic. I have everything I need right there. Or I might work with the producer, be in the producer's house, record with him, get it out the way. Nowadays, shit is so advanced with the mixing process, with the plugins they have and the way they mix music now. You can record pretty much anywhere. There's guys that record on their phone. They send it to the engineer. They pay them $100, $300, whatever, and they mix it.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite album?
That's tough. I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? I don't listen to music like that anymore.
Nah.
I shit you not. And when I do, it's a lot of my stuff or oldies. And there's no album for the oldies that I go to in specific. You know, it's just like the certain artists, I might play their whole discography for a day. Today's a Billie Holiday day. Yeah, I play her whole discography. If I had to choose and it wasn't one of mine, I would probably say my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. What?
Woo! That's a great album.
It is.
That's a great album. Top 5 for me, 100%.
When it comes to sound, innovation, style, rhymes even.
Cohesiveness.
The way he lays features. That should be the model rap album.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
I guess I could have gave you that answer to begin with, but
You wanted the long answer. I appreciate the long answer.
I really don't be.
We're all about conversation here.
I really don't be fanning out like that. Like, to be honest, like I don't. I don't go on my phone and be like, oh, like I can't wait to hear this.
But you don't mind giving somebody their flowers because that album deserves those flowers.
100%.
I like that.
100%.
Your music videos and your music, even with the skits and all the sound effects and clips, sounds like movies. What's your favorite movie?
Would it be cliche to say Godfather?
Of course not. It's not cliche.
I think Godfather 2, just the go-to. After that, it's Fight Club.
Fight Club's a good one.
Fight Club, yeah.
That's a good one.
You take those two movies and that's my life.
And dig a little deeper. What do you mean?
That censored talk, like you see, like I take a little bit because I gotta censor it in my head.
Take your time, bro.
I love the Tyler, what's his name? Tyler Durden.
Tyler Durden.
I love that portion of Fight Club. That movie is top. Like, everything about that movie is top tier. But I love that portion. And remember I said I'm chaotic when it comes to writing. That's my Tyler Durden. As far as Godfather 2 goes, we talking about a come up. We talking about going against the odds. We talking about putting that shit on when it comes to dressing nice. We talking about family. We talking about having some sort of moral code. And these are all things that, like, over the years I've tried to pride myself on. So I'm not a person who will model his life over a movie or model his life after a movie, but those two movies definitely have things in them that just hit life on the fucking money.
Do those movies inspire your music videos?
Yeah, they have. They have, definitely. I had a video for a song called Hot Sauce that I took down off the DSPs. It might still be on YouTube. That was, Goodfellas was in the music video. Like, we had it playing in the background on the TV.
Why'd you take it off DSPs?
Because it's like, I consider my art contemporary. I feel like if an artist doesn't like something they put out sonically, like if it doesn't fit what they're trying to get across, they have the right to take it down. And I've had this argument with so many people because I get it. You grow as an artist and you want to show people what you were before. Yeah, but contemporary art is a thing for a reason. And if I want to destroy my my painting, I could. If I want to destroy my art, I could do that. So that was Hot Sauce. The video now, G and Shems made that. Two genius, visual genius. They used to go by F-Track Films. Those guys made that, so I didn't take it down because it was a masterpiece on their end. I felt wrong taking it down. It was so good, the music video. So I left that up there. But the song, nah.
Nice. Speaking of music videos, who is Denzel?
That's my brother. That's my fist for fist brother, Like, Denzel is also a legend in Yonkers. As far as my age bracket goes, at least. I know a couple guys older than us, they hate us too, but that's my brother and he's a legend. Okay, he's put in his work for a very long time. He's done videos for everybody in the town, local. He's done camera work for Contract Killer videos. So when you see Contract Killer, know that he was behind the lens. He's done other videos for mine. I think he did the shit I got on my Instagram too. I forget the name of it. Easter Feast Freestyle. He did that. He's done so much of my content. Like when you see my work, you see Denzel. So legend. You know.
How important is Denzel to you?
That's my partner. So where I go, he goes. Where he goes, if I'm not there, just know I'm there.
My man, I like that.
Yeah.
Without using the C word or the P word, tell us about speakeasies.
Fuck. Was that one? That wasn't one of the words, right?
No, of course not.
Oh.
C and P, you know.
Okay.
What the news used.
Okay.
YouTube doesn't like those words, so that's why I say that. The C and the P word.
I got you. So Speakeasy's private party. Speakeasies is Ills of America. Speakeasies belong to these new venues that have sprung up since the you know what
the season of peas
time period. You know, a couple years ago, all speakeasies have sprung up. But that's something that we've been doing since 2018. We've been doing our speakeasy parties. You know, we've thrown them in basements of venues. We've done a bunch of things. Local, Yonkers, Hastings, Manhattan. And we did it because a lot of people didn't want to, a lot of venues didn't want to take the chance with us. And so we created a way. Speakeasies is Ills of America. That's it. It's a private party where you go, you have a fun time, you party.
And you were the performer.
For some. The speakeasies we threw, like, I didn't always perform at them. Sometimes I would just host them.
Oh, I thought you were the performer at them, but you were actually throwing the parties.
Yeah, I've performed at them as well. The last one we threw was in an art gallery. Shout out to Keith Smith Art Gallery. Amazing people over there. It's an art gallery. They let us take over their basement where they have a nice little stage down there. And we did a private party down there. It was very speakeasy-esque. No password needed. We don't do none of that gimmicky stuff. But yeah, very speakeasy-esque. And I was the only person on the list, on the flyer for that. Or on the promotion for that. Jess and Kanita, two dope people from downtown. They both sung. They performed their songs. And it was an amazing night. Amazing, sold out.
Nice.
Packed
Very
out.
Nice.
I got to smoke a cigar and drink while I performed, so I was a very happy man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I like that.
Part of my voice, by the way, I know it's a little coarse or hoarse.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. We're all natural in this podcast. So tell us about your fashion with this Russian guy that makes your merch.
Felix. So Felix just did the sample. For the new hats we're gonna put out. We got one up there. I'm not gonna pull it. They can see it. ILLS.
What is that?
Ills. That's Ills. Short for Ills of America. Deep story. Deep story. Ills of America. That's the code, though. You feel what I'm saying? You take it as you may on the Ills part. But let's make one up on the fly. Let's say Illumination. It's short for that. Let's say that.
I got it.
You know? So that's the brand though. Ills of America is the brand. So Felix is he did that sample, and we plan on rolling with him to doing the future merch. He has a dope brand himself that's self-named. It's his full name. Where he dropped this bag, and that's the bag you'll see on my Instagram. There's some pictures with it. It's like this short little briefcase. It looks, some people that don't know any better are gonna say it's a purse. You know, I really don't care. It's the perfect size for a 9. You could fit 2 extra clips, and it has like this front. I'm telling you. So 2 clips on the side of the 9, and then
Perfect. Perfect. It fits
I
the
forgot about
essentials. It fits
So
the
the bag by
essentials.
Felix though is very dope. It's innovative. It's
Nice.
bold. It's now for sale. It wasn't when we got it. I think he put it up last month, and it's amazing. So I encourage anybody that sees this to check that out. Felix is dope. If you need merch, you could tap in with him.
Nice.
He's on the Lower East.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
What inspires your black and white everything?
I think in the beginning, when we first started this campaign for Khons, my music, I was inspired a lot by the 1920s lifestyle. I feel like it spoke to me. Hence the speakeasies, right? I kind of feel like I was in my prime, my prime life during that time period, 20s, 30s. The music speaks to me on another level. The life, when you see it on video, movies, whatever it is, it just feels right. Something about it. So I just ran with it. It's just how I seen myself, you know. I have my brother Shem's, like he's one of the most creative people I know. Probably one of the most creative people on this earth. Like the top people are hiring him to do his shit. I hope you don't get mad at me for saying this, but he's the man. You know what I mean? So he's seen little things like this from the conversations we had, and he really put the battery in my back to just like only do what I feel, and that's what I felt, black and white. And to this day, it's what feels right.
Until it changes, that's what it is.
I believe in transcending times. I believe in time travel. I've said it. This is gonna sound right now, right? Like I just went from talking about Bronx Tale by Chaz, and now I'm talking about time travel.
Yeah.
But I believe in time travel in a lot of different ways. And I believe that some people know that they have been here before in a different time period. I won't go too deep into the science about it, but the 20s and 30s, the Prohibition, that speaks to me. So that's where I'm at with it. That's what I choose to project.
What religion was practiced in your house as a child?
Catholic. We was Catholic.
What's your relationship with God today?
I believe in God. I believe that there's one God who oversees it all, no matter the name, Allah, God. Some days I believe in Maktab, or it was written. I believe in the hand that writes all. And then other days I believe in creating your own will in this realm to go through your spiritual experience. I'm not sold on any idea. I don't feel like I have the answer. But I know that this is an experience. I know that there is a God. And life will tell me what this experience was for. And Judgment Day will tell me how good I did. Hopefully it's not hot at the end. But I'm wherever the whiskey's at, though.
Speaking of whiskey, what's your favorite whiskey?
Macallan's.
Macallan's.
Keep it simple.
Which one?
I'm a simple guy. I do 12, casual.
12 casual, my man. Nothing crazy.
Nah. I mean, we could go crazy, but
but that's your go-to. Nice and simple. Number 12. I like that. When it comes to music, what is your biggest goal?
To innovate to my full potential. To push my boundaries to my full potential. To never stop trying to dive deeper within myself and project that into the art. Those are my biggest goals with music. And it's not financial. Money's not an issue, right? Like, we don't do this for the money. The money's gonna come with it, as it has. But innovation and art itself, like expression, those are my goals. Yeah, that's my answer.
Who's the first person you think of when you think of success?
You just made me realize that I'm self-absorbed. Because, as you said it, I think when I think of success, the first person who comes to mind is myself. And not because I've reached a point of success, because I'm not where I want to be as of yet. But I think when I think of success, I think of the path to success. And it automatically directs me back to my own path. Now, if you ask me name somebody who's successful in the heat of the moment, I'll probably say Jay-Z, because that's in my world, right? It's like the first rapper you think of when you think of success. I'm programmed that way already, you know?
Programming.
For sure. It's a thing.
Man.
It's a real thing.
It is.
We've had the same 10 rappers for the last 10 years.
Biggie and Pac got number 1 and 2.
You know, it for sure is a program.
Definitely programming.
But you see, brother, like, that's kind of why, like, I told you in the beginning, like, I don't really listen, and I've stopped listening to people, and because I'm trying to break myself out of that for the sake of my own innovation. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That was a tough question, so I want to know who you think of.
That's crazy. I got asked this, because same thing. I ask people these questions. People be like, yeah, what about you?
Yeah.
So I've
Sure.
been asked this, and every time I get asked this, I always think of the same person. You know who Wim Hof is?
Nah.
All right, I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible. Wim Hof is this man that lived, I believe, in Poland, someplace very cold. He had a wife and I think 2 kids.
Sure.
One day his wife jumped out the window, killed herself, turned his whole life upside down. Now he's heartbroken, dealing with the love of his life, killing herself, leaving him with 2 kids, and he has to be the man and take control and do what he has to do as a father. So he was just heartbroken and just going through so much. He went to a nearby lake, just jumped right in the water. Mind you, Poland's very cold, below 0 type temperatures. He just wanted to get his mind off shit, jumped right in. And you know when you touch cold water, you automatically go,
Mm-hmm.
Your body automatically wants you to breathe, because you breathe deep and you do a breath work that can actually change the temperature of your skin. Mm-hmm. He learned this while doing this. He's in the water, breathing deep, and he ended up finding this peace inside that freezing cold water. Now he helps people around the world teaching this breath work. And to me, automatically, I think of success with him because he went through something that some people can't even go through. Mm-hmm. And he found something amazing that changed his life and people's lives around the world, including me, because I've used this breath work. And it has helped me in ways that it's hard for me to even explain. So he automatically comes up in my mind when I think of success.
What's his name?
Wim Hof. WIMHOF. They call him the Iceman.
Oh, I know another Iceman.
He's a good one too. He's not a success story, but yeah. But yeah, Wim Hof, the Iceman. His story is incredible, and he's helping people every day around the world by preaching this breath work that helps you in ways that is unimaginable. Look into it. Definitely amazing.
I will. That's very interesting to me. The whole idea of breath actually is interesting to me. My whole life, I'm asthmatic, right?
Me too.
Most Spanish
that
people
breath
are.
work has helped me, bro.
Yeah. Most Spanish people are asthmatic. You ever noticed that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's something with that. I don't know. I'm just saying there's something with that. There has to be. Most of the people I know in the Hispanic community are asthmatic. But growing up with that plight, you're very conscious of your breath. Me being a cigar smoker, I'm extra conscious of my breath. Me being a rapper, I'm extra conscious. And with that being said, like I've noticed things too with the way you think when you're short of breath, rather when you're breathing fresh air. So if I'm in a room full of smoke, like I said, I write chaotic. I realize that I think a little differently. So I would love to look into that. And like I look into a lot of different organizations and shit, but like the Moors. You familiar with the Moors? Okay, it's a lot to get into right now, but the Moors, they call the breath the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of other cultures that do.
100%.
But it's definitely something to look into.
100%. They say I think the soul and the lungs and the heart are all just in the same realm. The lungs and breath work is deep. Born and raised, I'm not gonna say raised, but born with asthma, still have it. And the Wim Hof breath work definitely helped me out.
It helped you out?
100%. I highly recommend it. And it also helped me with the next topic, which is mental health. What do you do for your mental health? I'll start this topic off with the Wim Hof breath work.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it, this is the breath work. It's 30 deep breaths in and out. 30. On the 30th one, all the breath out and hold it for a minute. The second time you do it, hold it for a minute and a half. The third time, I believe, is a minute and a half also. You'll be amazed, especially having asthma. You'll be amazed of how long you can hold your breath. I could hold my breath for over 2 minutes, no problem. So as I'm doing this breath work and I'm holding my breath for minutes at a time, like you said, as an asthmatic, you focus differently when you're having an asthma attack.
Yeah.
That's what meditation is, focusing on the moment. So breath work and meditation go hand in hand because you have to focus on the moment. As I'm doing my breath work, I'm holding my breath for about 2 minutes. What am I thinking about? My breath, my life, the moment. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm thinking, I can't believe I'm holding my breath for 2 minutes. I hope I'm okay. You're thinking about yourself at the moment. What do you do for your mental health?
That's deep. It's crazy you brought up meditation because that was gonna be my question to you. What's the correlation? But that's deep. I might try that for my mental health, right?
Do you do anything?
What do I do now for my mental health? I would say I just try to put it all in the music. I've done plenty. I've tried different outlets between sports, the gym, whatever. Like like this. As in our life, we're gonna try to pick different outlets. But I find as an artist, it's the most selfless thing for me to do. Is put it in the art, and I know it's not for everybody. It's not enough. There's gonna be people, mental health advocates, that hear that and say it's not enough, but
it is.
That's my attitude.
Because the difference between a regular person and an artist is an artist lets out through their art.
Yeah.
So it's like you're working on yourself through your art because you're expressing yourself. People that don't let out and don't have art and don't, to me, art is tapping into your inner child.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're creative. You don't care about anything else. You just want to create, and this is where you enjoy creating. But creation is an outlet.
Sure.
Artists have that outlet. People that don't tap into that inner child and that inner art that everybody has, they don't have that outlet.
Sure.
So I understand that 100% because art is a form of therapy. I write. Writing is a form of therapy.
Agreed.
100%.
I agree. I don't always try and cope with it. Like, we feel emotions. Like you watch any movie that they try to give, like, let's say, AI or somebody from another planet. They try to give them the human experience. And what do they always say? The human experience is they come with emotions. So that's what's special about humans. They have emotions, right? You got to feel it. So we're conscious that emotions are a part of the human experience. So we deal with things. So there comes a time where I do use that as fuel, as any artist does. Like that's fuel. That's the subject matter in that's coming from. It's an emotional thing that's gonna connect with people, help people, right? Whatever. But there's times where I choose to just feel it and understand what it is. This is a part of life. So if there comes a day where you feel, let's say you're self-loathing, let's say you're like, I'm not shit, I haven't done shit with my life, everything I've tried has failed, I'm garbage, you know, like the girl, like we go through these things, right?
Of course.
Go through these things. So let's say you're going through that, right? Hear yourself. That's your voice. That's your inner voice telling you these things. Take a moment and realize that that's your voice telling you these things. You're doing that. And how do you stop that? What makes you stop saying? Is it will? Do you say, all right, I said I'm not shit 4 times already in my head. Let me try to reverse that. Let me say something out loud. Let me say what I've done out loud in this life, you know, so far. Let me say what I'm gonna do out loud. See how you feel with that, and you might feel good for 5 minutes, and it might go right back to self-loathing. Take mental notes of that. Oh, it went back in 5 minutes. And you begin to realize patterns with yourself. And it may not help in that episode, but in another month, when you feel that same thing, you have that mental note. I've been here before. This is another plane of existence for me. This is hell for me. This is, I'm in spiritual jail. What did I do to end up in spiritual jail? What did I do this week? You know, what was the path led to this? And how do I get out? Because I don't believe our spirits are stuck to one place for eternity. So you can get out. Remember I said I believe in travel and shit like that. So that's what I do sometimes. Sometimes I use the human emotion to create art and self-expression. And then other times I drink that shit.
That's therapy.
Yeah.
Letting it out through your artist therapy. Drinking it is just numbing it for the moment.
Not drinking that.
What do you mean?
I drink the experience.
Oh, thought you meant drink it away.
No, I feel you.
Even better. That's another form of therapy too.
I like that though.
Working through it.
I like that though, because if I did mean drinking, like I drank that shit, right? The liquor, you checked me fast.
Yeah.
That's real shit.
I'm glad we cleared that up, because drinking it the way you meant is working through it. And that's real therapy right there, because a lot of people, especially nowadays, because everybody just has social media that they scroll through all day, they can just distract themselves until it's time for bed.
Sure.
Wake up and keep distracting themselves.
Sure.
Working through it, that's healing right there. That's
Sure.
therapy. You got to work through your shit.
I agree. I think that since therapy is like a buzzword these days and mental health is like a buzzword, I think that there's a lot of people, artists in specific, they get icky when it comes to buzzwords. It becomes gimmicky to them, right?
Yep.
So it's like it goes against. It's counterproductive for some, for a small select group of people. But if you put it in terms that they understand, like I said, it's a spiritual journey. For me, at least, I heard that from somebody else, and it helped me tremendously. Just as the guy with the breathing helped you.
Hell yeah.
You know.
Hell yeah.
So, drinking is a whole other thing. Are you curious at all of why they call it spirits?
You know, I've had my own iterations on that, because I used to drink heavy, and when I used to be very intoxicated, my whole body felt numb.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like numbing the space between your soul and your body.
Mm-hmm.
to the point where you're almost dead because you're not really feeling your body. Your whole body's numb. If your whole body's numb and you're awake, where are you? So I started incorporating spirit with that. I used to joke around a lot about spirits and liquor, and like, oh, it gives you the spirits because you act stupid because it gives you, people let loose and tap into how they really feel and all this stuff. But lately, looking back, it was really like numbing your soul and your physical body. It's like being right in the middle. That's where I'm at right now with it. So what's your iteration on that? It's deep. It's deep.
I know that it was a ritual thing for people, back in the day, centuries ago, all across the world, different cultures. They had their own iteration of alcohol and how it was made. And a lot of those cultures, they had some tie-in with spiritual connection, the same way a mushroom would be now, or cannabis. And they used it to see certain things or have certain experiences. And just like anything else, it gets a label, it's packaged up and sold and abused, But for me, you see Khons, you're probably going to see whiskey, right? You're going to see cigars. And I hope that what we just spoke about serves as a cursor to where I'm at spiritually, and that no liquor can numb that for me, because that's 100% part of my life experience. I take everything on the chin. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, it's ritualistic, I would say, definitely. The same way cigars. Cigars is, like I spoke to you before about it, it's become this bourgeois, like this class symbol. No, not for me. Like, this is ritualistic for me, my mother smoked cigars, like,
really,
yeah, like my mother smoked cigars. She put me on, like, there was things in our culture where she used cigars for that didn't include pleasure, so for me it's ritualistic. It brings me to that. The tobacco leaf was in the Caribbean before it was in Switzerland. No dig at the Swiss, but like, it's become this European class symbol, and it was a crop in the Caribbean. It was smoked, rolled, and smoked.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Vices versus ritual. Cigars and liquor. Vices versus ritual. For some it's vices, for some it's ritual, for some it's both. That's a good topic.
Yeah, straight up.
Or might be a t-shirt.
I think it's vices.
Hey man, we all have our opinions.
Just me looking at myself, everything I do is a vice.
That's a part of life though.
But I've had like these moments where I feel like the closer you are to death, the closer you are to spirituality, because the further you are away from your physical body. And that's what heavy alcohol does to you. Have you ever been to that point where your entire body's numb and you're like, you can't even function really?
Mm.
That is like being very close to your spirit. Your body's numb. You're closer to your spirit than you are your body. You've mentioned mushrooms. You do.
I've had mushrooms before.
Like a whole experience, a whole eighth.
I have not had a whole eighth.
Okay, it's a different experience.
I've had
a whole
close to
eighth.
it, not a whole eighth.
If
I'm
you
a
do
control
whole-
freak. I'm a control freak, bro. For sure, I'm a control freak.
And that's where it's at. I don't want to last too long on this. I had a friend that I helped through an experience, a psychedelic experience with a whole eighth of mushrooms. And that was the hardest part for him, was letting go and letting it happen. He didn't know that there was no choice. It was going to happen already.
Yeah.
But that was the part of anxiety for him. Letting go and letting it happen. And there's a famous quote out there, let go and let God.
Yeah.
Mushrooms are God. It comes from the earth.
I dig it.
It's mental medicine.
I dig
So
it.
let go and let God.
I dig it. I'm pro drugs.
Mushrooms ain't a drug to me, man. Come on.
I thought you said that. I thought that's what you said.
All right.
I'm pro mushroom then.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm pro weed.
Let's take a break, right? I got to piss real bad.
All right.
All right, we're back. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Rapper.
Really?
Yeah.
That's always been it?
Yeah.
My man. So as a kid, who were your influences?
Jay, Kiss, X. It's funny I ended up in Yonkers.
That is funny.
Yeah, as a kid, those were the ones I was listening to. You know, I was on some silly shit as a kid too. I had Nelly. I had I remember having my CD shit. For some reason, I always remember playing Trick Daddy's demo, like his single tape. Real weird shit. I always played the instrumental for Laffy Taffy. That was Trick Daddy, right?
No.
No. What was
Yin
that?
Yang Twins?
No.
Laffy
it wasn't.
Taffy?
Yeah, nah. Fuck it.
My man said Trick
It
Daddy.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
For some reason, that always sticks for me. But yeah, that's who I listened to as a child, me personally.
What's the most exciting thing you ever did?
Damn, my bad. I'm stuck. Khons, listening to Laffy Taffy. That's gonna be some wild shit. That's wild. The truth is wild, though. Okay, what was your question?
What's the most exciting thing you ever did?
I'm boring as hell. The most exciting. I'm a very boring person. What's exciting to me might not be exciting for someone else. I think being in Italy, I think that I was like a kid. That like brought the kid out of me. You know, being outside of the country, for sure. You know,
Definitely.
it's like a rebirth when you leave the country.
100%.
To all my guys who are afraid of leaving the country, leave the fucking country, bro. Like, it'll change you in a good way. It'll
Even
make you
leave
more
the
of a man.
state. Even leave the state. New York is just crazy, especially New York City.
For sure. It's fast.
It's rude. It's fast.
Yeah.
It's congested.
I love all that, though.
So Laffy Taffy is by an Atlanta group called D4L.
D4L. I had their whole CD. Yo, D4L. Like, I wouldn't do do a skit for me or something. Like, it wouldn't make sense for us to do a song. I don't know if y'all all still together, if y'all alive, God forbid, but, you know, D4L, I need a skit, because I listened to your CD to that shit with scratch, like.
Amazing. As you get older, what has become more important and less important?
I think trying to be the guy who has the most money in the room has become less important. We grew up in New York, right? That's like a big,
Flashy.
yeah, big part
Pizzazz.
of New York. Yeah, big part of New York, you know, being that guy. And that's become less important, even though money is important. Having your finances correct and having stability and being comfortable. That's all important. That's great. But being the richest in the room or trying to be the money guy in the room, that's has become less important for me. What has become more important for me? Handling my business in a timely fashion. Not waiting. Not sitting on something that has to be done. Getting it done in a timely fashion, which means early.
I like that. What would be the best piece of advice you would give your younger self?
If you're gonna smoke cigars, don't wear black all the time. It fucking ruins your clothes.
100%.
Oh, that leads me to another one. Don't dry clean all of your shit. But for some reason, when I was younger, right, my dry cleaning bill was like $400 every week or every 2 weeks. Like, it's pointless. Like, I'd rather do that shit in the sink. You save so much money. See, that's how I know I'm getting mature. I'm thinking about money in that way. You know, before it's like, fuck it. We buy nice things. We go to the dry cleaners. You know, but you save a couple $100, couple $1,000 in a year. You turn that shit into a business or add it to your business. You know, put it in the account for your business. So, shit like that.
Yeah, I just dry clean the clothes that says on the tag dry clean only. That's it. Everything
That's
else
smart.
gets washed.
That's smart. Yeah, no, for some reason, anything that had a collar, anything that wasn't denim was going to the dry cleaners. Like,
yeah, that's too much.
I didn't know why. I don't know. Like, in hindsight, I have no clue why I did that.
Yeah, you just got to read the tags, that's all. Nothing crazy.
When you're young and dumb, it's fuck the tags, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
If you had one law everyone on earth had to follow, what would it be?
Be respectful to others. Even when it's hard to. Respect is the minimum. Respect is that thing that you deserve until you don't deserve it. A lot of people say you gotta earn respect. That came from rap. Like, that shit came from somebody's bar. I know for a fact you gotta earn respect. Nah, there's levels to respect. The base level of respect is the minimum of human empathy. That's the law.
I like it. May I have some of your whiskey?
Of course.
I don't like whiskey. It makes me feel ill, but I said I was going to try some.
Yes, sir.
And I'm excited to try it because I love the flavors of whiskey.
Yes, sir.
Even though it makes me feel a little weird. A little bit shouldn't kill me. Thank you, brother.
No doubt.
Do you have any regrets?
None. Nah. This is an experience we in. A reaction has a reaction, and that's a law.
This whiskey is delicious.
Nice. Japanese.
Japanese.
Yes, sir.
Hop on that.
I don't know what you said.
That's how you say Japanese in Spanish. Hop on that.
That sounds like some designer shit.
I like that. Besides music, what are your overall life goals?
Take care of my family. Take care of the family. Inspire others. Nah, not even scratch that. Make the best work I can. Oh, you said besides music, though. Nah, but still.
Yeah, if that's part of your
do the
life
best
goals,
work.
if that's really part of your life goal, yeah. But I meant like, personal.
That doesn't have to do with taking care of the family.
Definitely.
Take care of the family. Take care of my family. Be exactly who I envision myself to be as a kid. Scratch off my childhood bucket list. And be observant on what life gives me in reaction to that. Be observant,
I like it. We're nearing the end of the podcast.
Or,
Please let the people know where they can find you, what you have coming up, and if there's any last advice you'd like to give to people.
So I just put out a song called Open the Door with Kanita. I think it's pretty fire. I think you should check it out. You can find me at khons.ills, Khons.ills. That's on Instagram. For advice, don't be an agent. Like, don't be a clone. Be yourself. Stop trying to copy somebody else and compare yourself to others. If you haven't done it already, take that journey to figure out who you are and live and die by that. Literally live and die by that. Yeah, and if you're an agent, I'm not talking about police, by the way. I mean, like,
The Matrix.
kind of, in the cliche form, sure. But I believe there's people out there that they just serve to enforce the programming that we have. I'm anti all that shit because without, they say variety is the spice of life. Every person is unique, right? We're all a speckle of stardust, if you believe in that, or if you believe that we're all a significant creation of God, then you know that each one of us serves its role and its importance. Find out what that is. Live your life's purpose. Don't stop digging within until you find that. And if you refuse to do that and you carry on that agent role, conformist, and pushing that conforming onto other people, that fear, my advice is to go fuck yourself. Was I supposed to look at the cameras for that?
It don't even matter who you look at. That was a great message.
Yeah, word. These pants, and don't, last advice, don't fucking wear black if you're gonna smoke so much cigars. It ruined my tachinis.
It is you're also talking, so you're not even thinking about the ash.
It looks like I used myself as an ashtray. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Khons, thank you very much for this episode. Khons. Look up his music. It's great.
Thank you.
It's a specific vibe. Check it out. Also, check me out on streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Peace and love.